Jon Jones, Francis Ngannou, Tom Aspinall. What is going on with the heavyweight division? What is going on? Oh my god, okay, we got a lot of things to cover right now. We got Dana White at the press conference, we got Tom Aspinall going out and no, I'm the undisputed champion, Jones is retired. We got Jones tweeting about Ngannou. Ngannou apparently wants to come back to the UFC. But can he? Is he under contract? Can he get out of it? I'm just out of breath thinking about it. Oh my god, okay. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, let's go. Let's start with... So Francis Ngannou's coach, Eric Nixick, of course the same coach as for Sean Strickland, and if you guys know. So Francis Ngannou's coach, Eric Nixick, just did an interview a few days ago, and he said, I just feel like the heavyweight division as a whole kind of is in shambles. Yeah, you can say that again. And I think that if we can somehow, some way get this back together, there's many options for Francis, not only in the UFC, but just around. I think that it can help bridge the gap that the UFC is lacking in its star power when it comes to the heavyweight division. Okay, let's stop there for a second. First of all, with Ngannou, this is just so weird because if you guys know, 2 years ago when Ngannou left the UFC, he apparently it wasn't about the money. It was about, he talked about he wanted the fighters to get better pay and like health benefits, and he wanted to help out the fighters. He wanted to go to PFL and do the whole PFL Africa stuff, and wanted to... I just think this is so silly and makes Ngannou look so bad because he wanted to do this boxing thing. He said he wanted to prove himself, and it wasn't about the money. But now he goes and fails in boxing and looks... I mean, he got flatlined by AJ. Whatever you think about the Fury fight, he's 0-2 in boxing. Just got flatlined. Has like been out injured for ages, I feel like. Did some crime in Africa, just to add on to that. And yeah, so now, okay, Ngannou. I just think he looks so stupid, honestly. He looks so stupid because... Just let me... Okay. Let's get serious, okay? So he failed in boxing, and he says it wasn't about the money, but now when he has made a lot of money, he wants to come back to the UFC, but the UFC hasn't done what he wanted to be done for the fighters, and that's why he left. So no extra health benefits for the fighters, no extra pay, no PFL Africa apparently, no fighting for PFL. The boxing thing is apparently done because if he goes to the UFC, he won't be able to box. So it wasn't about the money, but now when he has made the money, he wants to come back. And he wanted to help out the fighters, but the fighters haven't been helped out. So like everything he said is just not true, and so he failed with helping the fighters. He just sounds so stupid, hypocrite. Like this was what I thought the entire time. Yeah, but this is not even the point. Ngannou just sounds and looks so stupid. So the star power thing. Okay, so the pay-per-view with Fury tanked. They haven't. I don't even know if we have gotten the numbers for the AJ fight. But I think in Ngannou, when it comes to star power, of course we the hardcore fans. Of course we the hardcore fans. Jesus Christ. Want to see Ngannou in the UFC. Of course, we want to see Ngannou Jones. We want to see Ngannou Aspinall. Like, of course, amazing fights. But when it comes to star power, he sold like 200k against Gane. And that was the other thing. The UFC apparently offered Ngannou the biggest contract deal for any UFC heavyweight in UFC history. Bigger than Brock Lesnar, who sold millions of pay-per-view buys. And Ngannou sold 200k against Gane. Ngannou, like, come on. The problem is, we're gonna get to Dana. Dana talk about both Jones and Ngannou, but the thing is, he burned the bridge with not only the UFC but Dana, and like, I don't. Dana's not the type of guy to just, it's fine, come back. Like, Dana has strong opinions what he thinks about fighting. If it's Tito Ortiz, Chris Cyborg, Ngannou. Yeah, a lot of fighters. But the whole star power thing is just bullshit, honestly. Like, Ngannou has never sold any good numbers on pay-per-view. He sold trash in boxing. So, I don't know why I'm just shitting on Ngannou, because I want to hype this up. Because the few days of UFC news and the heavyweight division, Jones, Aspinall, Jones, has been insane. Just some contradictions, but it's fine. But if we look past those things, so Eric Nixick said, I think enough time has passed. I would love to see somehow, some way, that the UFC can mend these fences and get back in competing in the UFC. It's not about money, it's about competition. And the best competition is in the UFC. That is what the fans have been saying the entire time. That's what I'm annoyed. That's what I'm... Oh! I think this is so annoying. Because I have been so frustrated with this situation for 2 years. Like, come on. Oh! Like, people are only blaming Jones and everything. And Jones is a pussy, we know that. But Ngannou hasn't been good to the fans at all. I don't care what people say. Like, I don't know what Ngannou has been doing, honestly. Yeah, of course the top competition is in the UFC, and it's not about the money. But it's not about the money. But when he made the money, he would want to come back. Like, it doesn't make sense. That's the problem. It doesn't make sense. I can't be the only one saying this shit. Like, I get so annoyed. Okay. I think Dana is a smart enough businessman that it's not about his ego. It's about what's best for his company. And I think that a guy like Dana is level-headed enough to say, like, look, the past is the past, and we can get through those things okay. So Nixick is basically licking Ngannou's balls and want to, as we said, business. I don't know if Ngannou would help business at all. That's the problem. Yeah, and he talked about the heavyweight division being trash and poor Aspinall just sitting there waiting for a fight. Yeah, so if we just fuck off what his coach, this isn't about Eric Nixick. This is insane coming out. Like, I think there has been mixed opinions the past 2-3 years over will Ngannou come back or not. But hearing Ngannou wanting to come back and he's open for options and he want to fight the best, that of course is in the UFC. I have to make an entire video about that. When people still, to this day, in June 2025, is still saying that the best fighters, they're all over the world, And now we see people like Pitbull and Mix coming in. Okay, wow, this is not what the video is about, but people are so soy and stupid and retarded. Okay. But let's hype. the thing is, the problem is that this is taking away from the Jones Aspinall situation. Of course, I want to say Ngannou, Jones, and and also these NPCs in the comments saying that, I actually want to see Ngannou fight Jones instead of Aspinall. So retarded. If you look at the skin color, you realize why. But yeah, Jones is still knocking Aspinall. This is bullshit. But the thing is now, does this ruin? Is this possibility of Ngannou returning to the UFC? Is this ruining Jones' negotiation tactics? If he even is trying to, or if he is he retired? We're gonna get to that with Aspinall. Like honestly, because by this point, of course, we want to see Aspinall Jones, and you guys have seen the petition that Dana doesn't care about. Apparently, 200k people isn't enough. Okay. But yeah, like by this point, get Jones to the side, try to sign Ngannou, and make Aspinall versus Ngannou. Like this isn't even, okay, this isn't the best versus the best, but this is the best we can make. Like no, I mean I think many people, especially after seeing Jones KO Stipe, and you look at how Jones have looked at light heavyweight. Many people a few years ago after that said, okay, we think Ngannou will smash Jones. And Jones hasn't really shown much to change that opinion. Like he took down Gane. Good on you. And the Stipe fight just says nothing. At least nothing positive for Jones. I mean, he looked slow. It wasn't a good fight. It wasn't a good representation when you have guys like Aspinall and Gane like moving around, and you see Pavlovich going crazy. Even someone like Blades and Volkov, both guys, especially Volkov, deserve much more praise than that they get. The thing is, we have here a lot of reports. We know that the PFL, Ngannou has 2 fights signed with PFL. He fought Renan Ferreira and beat him. He has 1 fight left on his contract. And the problem is, as we heard when Ngannou fought Ferreira, the PFL signed Ngannou to such a ridiculous contract. He couldn't even sell good in the UFC. Why did they think he could sell good in the PFL? What did he sell in the PFL? Was it 50k? Like, there was some insane low numbers. He looked worse than Nunes on pay-per-view. And that's hard to do. That's hard to do. To look worse than Amanda Nunes when it comes to pay-per-view buys. It's hard to do. Had to stick in some pissing on women's MMA. Actually, I gave them a compliment, technically. But Ngannou Ferreira did horrible numbers for the PFL, and PFL still had to pay out like millions to Ngannou and almost bankrupt the PFL. So we are in a situation now when, technically, if you look at the contract, Ngannou can't just get signed to the UFC, right? Because he's on the contract. He has 1 fight left with the PFL. But the PFL, I don't think they would be that stupid enough to give Ngannou another fight and have to pay him. They can't afford it. They can't afford another Ngannou fight, and they have to offer him a fight. So if they can't afford it, then they can't offer him another fight. So if they don't offer him another fight, I think legally he's able to look to other places to go to negotiate, or like demand that he has to get out of his contract, which the PFL has to do legally because they can't afford him and they have to offer him a fight, but they can't offer him a fight, So I think it's more possible than people think. I think we probably will hear some crazy stuff in the upcoming months about the Ngannou situation, because he can't just sit quiet forever. Yeah, let's move on. Jon Jones have been tweeting about this because he, of course, loves the idea of fighting Ngannou instead of Aspinall. The thing is, I don't know if Ngannou is like a cakewalk for Jones, but I think he would get smashed by Tom. And who knows? Could he take down Ngannou or survive the first round and tire him out? Who knows? So when this news came out a few days ago, Jones immediately jumped on this like the bitch he is. I'm hearing Francis Ngannou is still interested. Now we're talking. That's a real super fight, a clash of champions, not just hype. Tom is the interim champion. How is it? He talks like he's just like number 9 in the. I don't get Jones' logic, man. Not just hype. He held the UFC belt. I defended mine for over a decade. 2 kings from different roads. Not just one legend facing a mouth. Facing a mouth, okay? That's hot right now. But 2 real legacies colliding. That's the kind of fight that actually adds something special to my story. At least from my point of view. Like, if Jones seriously think by this point that it wouldn't add great legacy for him to beating the shit out of Aspinall, then he's fucking crazy. Like, this fight have we seen, this is like the longest fight build-up in UFC heavyweight history. Maybe, when you say build-up, like, it depends how you, of course, look at, like, okay, there has been rumors since 2018 for Jon Stipe, and now it happens 5 years later. I mean, I don't mean like that. It can be talk, of course, but I don't know. Please comment down below. Do you think Jones honestly realizes how bad he is messing up his legacy? Please tell me down below, because for every week that goes, Jones tweets something or says something, and he's holding up the division, and more fans are getting tired of it and sick of him. And the problem is, when he retires, if he retires in 2 months and okay, I'm officially done, when we look back at his great run at light heavyweight and everything, there's already the PD stuff there that most people by now know about and has tainted his legacy. So already it will be, okay, great fights, great legacy, but look at the PDs, look at the failed tests, look at the no contest against DC, look at having to move an entire event for Gustafsson. But now it's also, and at the end of his career, yes, he technically got the accolades of a 2-division champion, but look at the Gane fight, holding out the division for a year and a half, fighting Stipe, and the big thing, refusing to fight Tom Aspinall for, was it 2 years or something? Yeah, this is really tainted his legacy. Really tainted his legacy. And listen, Jones is a piece of shit, but I honestly think it's sad, because if Jones is the GOAT, and this is his legacy now, it's just sad, honestly. Yeah, so get away from his tweet. So if you look at the correct timeline here, fuck, did I miss? Okay. So to get, so you guys don't miss anything here. Like last week, I believe it was, Aspinall. So we started hearing rumors about, is the UFC finally like getting the fight together? We started hearing like Jones has agreed to some terms, and are we getting an announcement of Jones Aspinall? Of course, in my last Jones video, I talked about Jones saying, we are in some talks, and I can't legally talk about it. UFC is gonna announce something. So we heard some more, and this led into Tom Aspinall doing an interview with DC and Chael Sonnen. Chael Sonnen. And in that interview, Tom Aspinall got asked by DC, like, okay, we're hearing these rumors, are the fight finally getting together? And Aspinall just went a completely different way, and no, the fight is not happening. Jones is retired. I'm the undisputed heavyweight champion. I don't want to get this division moving. I want to be an active champion. Forget about Jones. He can retire. Good on him. But I'm the heavyweight champion. Jones is retired. And so that came out of nowhere. And right after that interview, I saw more and more rumors and articles online talking about this isn't confirmed, but I hear too much about this, and I'm worried that Tom Aspinall would, I guess, for the undisputed belt, or I don't know, fight Cyril Gane in the main event of a fight night in France. Of course, every September we get the fight night in France. Can you guys just imagine if Aspinall goes from main eventing one of the biggest pay-per-views in a long time against Jones for the heavyweight belt in this insane build-up, and then goes to main event a fight night for the belt against Cyril Gane in France. Oh, I can't anymore with this sport. And fans even are saying, okay, UFC Paris announced for September 6th, okay? Fed up fans warn matchmakers, don't you dare book Gane versus Aspinall main event. Don't you dare, and I agree, don't you dare, okay? Oh my god. And I'm just scrolling and I see announcements and I don't have to spend too much time on that, but it just hurt me in my core. We can't. I will probably cry if we get that announcement. Jones is retired and we get Aspinall versus Gane in the main event of a fight night. Of course, if we could get it, then it's a main event of a pay-per-view, which makes more sense. But imagine main event of a fight night, the heavyweight belt in 2025. I mean, the UFC is dying, so it makes sense in that sense. But so, to get you on the correct timeline, Aspinall went out in the interview and said that Jones is retired, he's the undisputed champion, he want to move on, be active, which unfortunately probably means he will defend against Gane, who just robbed Volkov and doesn't deserve another title shot. So after the interview, after the Gane rumors, we got the big Ngannou talk about him wanting to return, and Jones started to tweet, and we got this triangle of fights with Ngannou, Aspinall, and Jones, and who will fight who? Will Ngannou be able to return? And now we get to the UFC 316 post-fight press conference, where Dana White, of course, get asked about Jones, and he said that as I probably already mentioned, right, the petition doesn't mean anything. It's only 200,000 people, fans that wanted to be stripped. Like, Dana just looks so fun, and his voice, he probably had done oral on Jones before, because his voice sounded, yeah, congratulations, kid. Okay. Is this even the... Yeah, it is. Okay, this is what... this is what Dana White said. Listen, if the guy wants to retire... Why am I holding the computer here? Listen, if the guy wants to retire and doesn't want to fight, there's nothing you can do. Dana White has been saying for over a year that the fight is happening. Every time he has been asked, he said the Jones versus Aspinall is happening. He was 110% sure. He was just waiting to announce. And now when he's asked about it, he said, listen, if the guy wants to retire and doesn't want to fight, there's nothing you can do. Oh! Okay, so Jones is so now it's just so simple. So from the fight is happening, I'm just waiting to announce it till if he if he wants to, Jones doesn't want to fight, I can't force him. He's a grown man. You can try. What is this flip-flopping? Yeah. So and when it comes to the Ngannou situation, of course he got asked about it. This actually made me a bit. You can say that I'm really picking at small details that doesn't mean anything, but still, when Dana got asked about maybe re-signing Ngannou, he said probably not. But I expected the Ngannou question today, and I expected a flat out no, I'm not signing Ngannou, but probably not, he said. I hope this gets clearer. I wanted to do a video being hyped about the whole heavyweight situation, but because we don't get me wrong, we need something to happen in the heavyweight division. If it is the Jones Aspinall fight being booked, or if it's Ngannou coming in, or some other, some superstar. I don't know. Take Conor and make him 6'4". I don't know. So I actually thought this would be a hype video, but I just realized that Ngannou looks pretty stupid. But I want Ngannou back in the UFC, man. I want Ngannou back 100%. Don't get me wrong. Probably not. Better answer than no. So with all that, I thought we can go down here for now. Finish that off for now. And we have some really interesting fight announcements, I think. Dan Ige versus Patricio Pitbull. That is a good fight, man. I just hope hopefully, when you sign someone from another organization, like, we want to get something out of it. We didn't, like, the Yair Pitbull fight wasn't anything special. And hopefully Yair was just like a really hard style matchup for Pitbull, and hopefully maybe he had an off night. He just had to get into the UFC and feel the vibes and everything. But I think this could be really, just into the pocket, big shots, boxing, like you can see from Ige and Pitbull. Bam, bam. Remember, Ige is a guy that almost beat Lopez last summer, right? I know it was on short notice, but it was a few hours notice for Ige. So just to be, this can be a banger of a fight. Ige versus Pitbull. Come on, if Pitbull just brings a little bit of what we have seen before, like, I get Yair is a bitch. He looked like a bitch against Volk and Ortega, but for a shorter guy like that Pitbull, that probably, as we saw has slowed down a bit, is older, I get that can be a really hard matchup for him. But Ige versus Pitbull, that can be a really good fight. And it's announced for UFC 318 in July 19th. Oh, so it's only like a month away. In a month and a week, yeah. UFC 318, nice. So that's hype. If I'm gonna get like a prediction now, I probably think, like, if you think about Patricio Pitbull, it feels like, yeah, he should beat the shit out of Ige, but the current Pitbull, I maybe slightly have to go with Ige for now. Which is, I mean, I'm not like the biggest Pitbull fan or anything, but that's sad, man. There has been hype about Pitbull for so long, and for him to come in and get smacked by Yair and then lose to Ige would be sad as fuck. The last thing, Beast Based Bryce Mitchell versus Said Nurmagomedov. Bryce Mitchell is apparently moving down to bantamweight. What? I thought he looked like that he struggled with making weight at featherweight. But this fight is apparently for Abu Dhabi in next month, July again. July 26 in Abu Dhabi. America! Ha, yeah! This is really the America versus the inbreds. This is fights we want, man. America versus the inbreds. Yeah, I think Bryce Mitchell can beat the shit out of Said. Said isn't he has the last name, but that's it. That's it with Said. He's not anything special at all. I mean, Bryce, he... okay, we probably need to go back to the Ilya Topuria fight. Oh, he actually took down Ilya. But, you know, he didn't get, like... He landed some good shots on Ian Silva, right? You know, dropped Barbosa. Beat Ige. Yeah, I think Bryce Mitchell would beat Said. Definitely. Thank you for watching. This video has been, this has been so retarded. Please, if you want more rants and more, you get stuff every day. It's fine. It's fine. Oh my god. Please comment down below and subscribe. If what do you think about the Jon situation? And Gane returning, new fight announcement, Dana White being stupid and bald. Oh.